Today we're going to talk about a very specific kind of exhaustion. And what's interesting is that it's not really about how hard you're working at all. It's this weight that I think a lot of us feel but really struggle to put into words.
It's a feeling that's probably pretty familiar, right? You start your day with all these great plans, all this energy, but somewhere along the way, you just feel drained. And it's not just a physical tired feeling.
And then, almost right on cue, the patience just evaporates, often before you've even made it to lunchtime. It's so frustrating, and you can end up feeling like you're failing before the day's really even gotten started. And all the while, underneath everything, your mind is just buzzing. You're thinking about schedules, what's next, are they getting it, what did I forget? It's like this constant background noise that you can never quite turn off.
Now, our go-to response for this kind of feeling is almost always the same. Just try harder, right? More planning, more structure, more me. But what if that's not the answer? What if pushing harder is actually the problem?
So let's actually give this thing a name. We're talking about a very particular kind of exhaustion. It's a weight that is pretty unique to homeschooling moms. And just being able to see it for what it is, a shared experience and not some personal failing, that is a huge first step.
The most important thing I want you to hear is that you are not alone in this. This feeling, this exhaustion, it isn't a sign you're doing something wrong. It's a known burden that just kind of comes with the territory. And if we can understand where it's coming from, we can start to lighten the load.
So, let's just bust this myth right now. The idea that more effort is the answer. We're all so wired to think that if we feel like we're falling behind, we just need to push harder. But with this kind of that approach, it usually just makes things feel even heavier.
And you can really see the difference here. On one side, you have the assumption, it's all on me. I need to put in more effort, plan more, hold it all together. But the truth, it's a total shift. It's moving from carrying it all alone to sharing the work, from frantic doing to just being thoughtfully present.
Let me be absolutely 100% clear about this. Feeling this worn out is not laziness. It's not. It's what happens when you carry a really heavy and often totally invisible load. So please, give yourself some grace and tell that inner critic to take a hike.
Okay, so if it's not just the lesson plans and the schedules, what is it that makes this burden so heavy? Let's start to unpack some of the invisible things that you're probably carrying around without even realizing it.
See, these aren't tasks on a checklist. They're outcomes. You feel responsible for your child's ability to pay attention, for whether they understand, for their motivation. You carry the responsibility for the actual pace of their growth. And the guilt of that unfinished chapter or that concept that just didn't click, that is the unseen weight.
And if you dig all the way down to the bottom of it, what do you find? Fear. That quiet, nagging worry that you're not doing enough. That maybe, just maybe, you're failing them, and it's all on you. Okay, so that was the heavy part. We've defined the weight. Now for the good part. How do we start setting it down? And for this, we're going to turn to a really freeing perspective from the educator Charlotte Mason. It's a shift in thinking that can change everything. Just let that one sink in for a second. Education is not a one-woman show, powered only by your energy. This idea alone starts to chip away at that belief that you have to do it all, be it all, and hold it all together yourself. And here's the second piece of the puzzle. 4 simple words, but wow, are they powerful. Children are born persons. They're not empty buckets that we are supposed to fill up. They are whole people, right from the start. So what does that actually mean, that they're born persons? It means they come equipped with the ability to think for themselves, to pay attention, to connect with ideas on their own. They are active partners in their own education. Our job isn't to carry them through it, it's to walk beside them. So this totally reframes the goal, doesn't it? It moves us away from this idea that we're putting on a high-energy performance every day and towards something way more natural and alive. It becomes this shared life of learning, not just a product of our effort.
Okay, so how do we make this real? How do we turn this idea into something we can actually do? I promise, this is not about adding one more thing to your already full plate. It's actually about taking something off. Here's a really gentle little practice you can try. First, just ask yourself, okay, in this moment, what is actually my responsibility? Maybe it's just to present the lesson with joy. Second, acknowledge what is not your job, like forcing them to understand or controlling their motivation. And third, mentally and consciously just set that part down. And this brings us to such a beautiful new way to define success.
Being faithful on this journey isn't measured by how much you get done. It's measured by your steady, thoughtful presence. It's about showing up, offering this rich feast of ideas, and then trusting the process.
So I'll leave you with this question to carry with you. The next time you feel that familiar weight creeping in, just pause and ask yourself, what truly belongs to me here? And what am I trying to carry that was never mine to begin with? You might find that the most powerful thing you can do is just to set something down.